It is March 3rd, 2012, and this is part 4 of my urban vegetable gardening series. This is an update to talk about what's going on in the garden. So this is the big garden bed. Over here are the radishes that I planted February 1st, and I think that one of them is getting close to harvesting. The others aren't doing so well. I made a mistake with watering, so they're growing a bit slow. But over here are some radishes that I planted the week after, and they're doing a lot better. So this difference here is pretty clearly a watering issue. They sprouted late. I'm disappointed by the lettuce mix that I had planted, which is over here. This only sprouted just a tiny little bit, and in the square back here. And in fact, I planted a square here and here on February 1st. It didn't sprout at all. This part was probably the watering issue, but over here I watered pretty well, and the radishes did well. So I really think I just had a bad packet of seeds. So I don't really have time to plant any more lettuce in this bed, so I'm going to skip it because the tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants are coming soon. So moving on, I had planted some sugar snap peas in this bed, and they're doing really well. I planted this pot first, and then I planted this, I think, a week later. For some reason, I planted a row right down the middle, and the ones in the middle didn't sprout. But in this pot, every single one sprouted. So these are doing well, and we hope to harvest them eventually. I don't know how long they're going to take to grow, but they're growing really fast right now. They took a little while to germinate. Over here, you can see the 3 raspberries on the end are starting to sprout. However, none of the other raspberries are sprouting. I figure they'll catch up eventually. However, we're having an issue with these 2 little blueberry plants here on the end. Now, as a bit of background, every single plant we've planted here for the last 4 years has died, even though everything else, as you can see in this bed, not doing too bad. And this is an azalea, which should share the same kind of conditions with the blueberry, and the azalea is doing well, but the blueberry is kind of turning brown and dying. The only reason it's growing right now is that I actually planted it in January. So I talked to a horticultural expert, and she said that it could be actually a soil-bound parasite or fungus. So if these plants die, I'm going to dig out the end of this bed and replace the dirt. But hopefully it won't affect the raspberries. I guess we'll see. So over here is the fruit tree, and the big thing this week is that it's blooming. It just started blooming, and I'm very excited about this because we just planted this tree last week, so we've never seen it flower. We've never seen it have any kind of fruits or anything. So it's really pretty, and we like that. This is a fruit salad tree. It's a stone fruit. It has supposed to have plums, peaches, and nectarines. And the plum branch, it's multiple branches grafted onto one tree. The plum seems to be doing the best. That's some of the really tall branches. So we'll see what happens when it comes time for fruit. I've never grown one of these before, so I don't know. And over here, I planted some garlic under the rose. And you can see it's all sprouted now. It's doing really well. So, and the rose is coming back after pruning. And the rest of the bed, nothing here, but I'm about to plant some lettuce and spring onions here. Oh, and I forgot something over here. I planted the zucchini from seeds. I planted 4 types. You can see right there they finally came up. 1, 2, 3, and there was number 4, but my son just dug it up. So I tried replanting it, and we'll see what happens. What I did is I planted 4 different varieties up and down this row, and for each variety I planted 4 seeds, and then the instructions said to thin out, I guess, the 2 weakest ones and leave the 2 strongest ones for each cluster. So we'll see what happens. These are 18 inches apart, and then these ones down here at the very end, which unfortunately my son dug up, is actually a dwarf variety. So that I planted only 9 inches from the edge. I thought it can overhang, and hopefully it'll be a little bit smaller. So we'll see what happens. But it is March 3rd, 2012, and that's my garden.